Hello everyone, I am the Blue Dwarf and welcome back to episode 4 of Terra Firma Rescue. Now, between episodes, I mined up a bit more copper, so we have some more copper in this vessel for making a few more tools. Now, we are going to make a axe, which is the opposite way of making it. Oh, I messed that up. You can still get the clay back. You don't, until it actually creates something, it doesn't use up the clay. So we've got clay axe mold, and we're going to make a copper chisel. Now we can put these all in here with enough copper for 200 units, enough to make 2 tools. Layer it up with some straw and logs. Oh, get a fire starter. Light it up. Ooh. Oh, there we go. And we will wait for that to burn down. Now that that's burned down, we can take all of this out of here with our molds, grab the copper, and we can make our copper axe and our copper chisel. Now, the reason why you want a copper axe, other than it's going to be faster and have more durability, is that a stone axe has a 10% chance of destroying a log, whereas that is not the same with metal tools. Now we can pop those up there, make our chisel, and make our axe. So that way we'll be able to cut down some of these trees that I've already taken all the leaves off, because when you destroy leaves of the trees, you get more sticks, and we'll be needing lots of sticks for various different things. And we can also take the chisel, and that will allow us to do some special building things. Now, for example, if we use the M button, we can, it was already on the right mode to start off with, we can, and we grab a pickaxe at the same time, we can chisel some of these stone blocks. So it's currently in the smoothing mode, so if we right click with it with a hammer in our inventory, it turns into these smooth stones. So we can go along like that, and then when we mine this, it gives us a smooth conglomerate block rather than the little stones that you get normally. Now, what we're going to do with us is that we're going to do some home improvements. We're going to build up our house. It was only ever meant to be a temporary house, and quite frankly, it's quite ugly. So we're going to get a bunch of smooth conglomerate. We're going to cut down a bunch of trees with our new axe, and then we are going to start building out our house. So now that we have collected a bunch of wood and stone in the form of smooth conglomerate, and a bunch of hickory, white elm, and in sycamore logs, which is the 3 wood types that are in this area, the hickory, sycamore, and white elm, we need to destroy/dismantle our house before we can then lay out the foundations and start building a new one. So I'm just going to destroy the entire house, and I'll be back in just a moment. We have now deconstructed the house, so we can start laying out the foundations for the new one. I do have something in mind, so starting from here, we're going to leave 3, place down a new log, another 3, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, another log, 1, 2, 3, another log, and 1, 2, 3, another log. This just creates a nice sized base for what we're doing most of the time, and we are going to get some stone, and we're going to put that all the way along around the bottom. And this is just going to be the base of the house, make it look nice and structurally sound. So we need to, then we're going to get some hickory, turn that into some lumber, lots of lumber, and turn that into planks, 3 planks, and that will form our walls. Now, I'm going to lay this up a little bit, and then we'll go over how we're going to make this very nice and detailed. So I have taken away the vessels and put them over there for the moment, out of the way, and I laid out the full blueprint of the building. So we're going to have a outside, probably metal working area out here, and we're also going to have a inside working area. So just the same as that. So have 2 places and probably some form of fire as well in here, or maybe even have the fire on the one I'm standing on right now. But what we're going to do is we are going to do something cool with the chisel. Now, to do this properly, we need to place down this middle piece first. I'm going to take the chisel, and using the M key by default, we're going to change the mode. You can see the mode at the end of the hotbar, and we're going to change it to that half slab looking mode. Now we're going to make it two things thinner in each side. That gives the building a nice bit of depth. But we're also going to take 2 from this side and 2 from that side. Now, what this allows us to do is when we put down this one and this one, obviously we will have the pillars going up here, and we will have more logs over the top. We will take 2 away from every single one of those ones, but then we can also take 2 away from that, and we get ourselves nice little windows. Now I think I'll take 2 more off of that one, and there we go. That seems like a nice sized window. And then we'll be able to do the same on this side as well. We need to take away these 2 planks first. So first of all, 2 thin, and then we're going to take 2 off of each side and place these planks back down, and then we can make the whole surface thinner. This really allows you to get a nice texture, because you get to, like, even on the inside you'll actually see the beams of the building coming through, and on the outside, if I lay up the logs, we can put that like there, and oh, not that, don't want that. Oh, is a little bit awkward sometimes, I guess. There we go, that's the one. And lay up these logs. Building in TerraFirmaCraft requires a lot of materials. There we go. Ooh, gave ourselves a bit of damage. But we get to take 2 layers away from each one of this. You get a nice depth in the building. You get a nice depth profile. Now, you can stand on these, and so can mobs, but it makes it look really quite nice. And I need to make these bigger, and that one smaller. There we go. Nice big windows. And I'm going to start working out on the other walls whilst it's nighttime, and I will see you in just a moment. So I've continued to work on it overnight, and we are getting some nice progress done. We can take some more of this stone and go like that, and build this up, and that can come to there. I'm just trying to decide how far I want to go with this stuff. If we take some hickory, that looks about good. And we then take some of these logs across. So you got the nice rafters being built into the structure, and we'll be able to put a ceiling inside of this thing, and then we're going to put a thatch roof over the top using some very nice carpenter's blocks, make it look really nice. And so what we'll need to do on each wall is go through and take off 2 from all of the different panels. On this one we are only able to do it once because that is the thickness of the door, and otherwise you get a gap between the door and the wall. I can show that. I actually have to get it out somehow. I need to bust a hole in the wall for the moment because our chests are in the way, and I will move them very shortly. Other thing that we're going to do is, once we have taken 2 away from these walls, these 3 here, we're going to put a different style of window in. So we're going to put a piece of lumber. So this is sycamore lumber, and remember that's just gotten from the saw and whatever log it is. And we're going to put one there. Let's trace that up to the top, and we're going to put another one there, and that sort of just creates a nice window border. We can see that, we can see in, we get a little bit of light, we can jump up and have a look out, see if there's any mobs crawling around at night time. And we're going to do that with the same for these 3 windows, and I'll do that quickly. 3 windows installed and all of the edging done so that they have that nice depth of field. You get the nice log plank through the edge. Also did the depth of field on those, and I moved some of our stuff inside so that we could actually have a proper doorway. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, get some lumber, and hey, down comes the rain, and we are going to make a door. I guess the door requires actual planks to make. Why is the door not working? How do we make a door in TerraFirmaCraft? That's the question. Wow, that is much more complicated to make a door than I thought it was going to be. So we need to make a button with a knife, a screw, and a screwdriver, or some kind of screwdriver, I guess. So I'm going to get all the stuff to make a door together, and I will be back in just a moment. So instead of making a regular door like from TerraFirmaCraft and having to do all of this stuff, what we're going to do is we are going to make a door from carpenter's blocks. Now, to make carpenter's blocks, we need planks and we need sticks around it. So take a full stack of sticks, go around that, make it just a bunch of carpenter's blocks. There is the option of a garage door. I'm just going to go for a regular door. There we go. And then we can just take some logs like that, and we have ourselves a working door. Even has a nice little glass window in it, and to be honest, I actually think it looks nicer than some of the standard TerraFirmaCraft doors, and it's a lot easier to make. So we have got our outside area a bit more sorted now as well. Now, the next thing that we really need to worry about is putting a ceiling and a roof on this thing. So what we're going to do is we are going to look up carpenter's blocks. I really can't say that, I guess. And we're going to make some carpenter's slope wedges. Now, that takes carpenter's blocks and some more sticks. So we need to get a bunch more sticks. And we can turn these all into wedges. Oh, and there we go, just like that. And we will take a bunch of thatch blocks, head up to the top of the building here. Now we are going to take some thatch, put it up on there, and then we can place down the carpenter's wedge slope, and we can right click on it to put material in there. Very nice. And then we are going to do the opposite direction and continue this all the way down. And if I've done this right, and I need to place some temporary planks down, it should come to exactly the right position. Gonna have to place even more temporary blocks. Just getting it right in the right place. And then just fall and cause a bunch of damage. That just makes sense, obviously. So, we go in here. And there we go. And that is how we create this nice shape, linear profile on our roof. and we will be able to do that all the way to the back. We're going to have to do some curving along here, but what it also means is that we will have a nice little sloped overhang over our front porch, just like that. And if I just drop down, I think you can drop down without taking any damage here. Pick up the excess thatch, and we get a nice little overhang there, and we're going to bring this one more forward as well, so we get an overhang over the front. Now that's going to take a lot of thatch and a lot of carpenter's blocks, so I'm going to try and make as much progress as I can on that today, but we may not get it all finished, so let's see how much we can do. So I'm just basically copying it forwards and backwards. So I have managed to finish the entire roof, and I think it's actually looking really good with all the windows and stuff in there, even around this side. Got it all done in around the chimneys here. Just all good on around the back as well. Looking nice from the sides, looking good from all angles in my opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think down below in the comments. Drop a comment if you like how it looks or if you don't. So, open to all feedback. We need to put in a floor. We are just going to put in some cobble floor because we don't actually really have any wood left. We've used pretty much all of it to do the walls and the roof. So, and I don't actually think this looks too bad, though I think we might actually run out. This is how little resources we have now. But before we go, we're going to do just one more thing. So we are going to make a fire. Now to make a fire, you need to drop a few sticks and a few pieces of thatch onto a block, and then use a fire starter, and you get a fire pit. Now what we can do is we can use sticks, and we can chuck as many sticks as we can in there, and we can get primitive torches. It's taken us a long time to get these torches. Could have done this a lot earlier, to be honest, but just haven't needed to. So we're going to make a bunch of torches. There, I've made 3 half stacks of torches. That will be plenty for the moment. Still got a bit of temperature in there, but we will just leave it for the moment. Now, this means that we'll actually be able to light up our base. But as you see there in the way tooltip at the very top, if we place primitive torches like this, they last for 48 hours. Now, obviously, that's not bad. It's free light. And when they go out, you can just right-click on them with a torch in your hand, and it will relight them for another 48 hours. So you don't actually lose anything, but you do have to go around every 48 hours and right-click on your torches. Now, the other thing you can do is, if you find pumpkins in the wild, you can turn them into jack-o'-lanterns. Now, with jack-o'-lanterns, if you place them down, they are a permanent light source. One of the few permanent light sources in TerraFirmaCraft. They last for absolutely ever. So we can use these to light up our farms and stop monsters from spawning, and we can just place them around. Also fits with Halloween being last week, and we can go around with our F7 mode and get rid of all of these little triangles, X's even, and make sure that we have nothing spawning around our base. I'll probably go around and set them into the ground so they're not quite as noticeable as they are right now. But that's basically all we have time for today. So thank you all for watching. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts with the house. Subscribe if you are enjoying the content, and I shall see you in the next episode. Take it easy.